I'm Nicholas and welcome to our 5th video in the Design Thinking course. Today's video we're looking at data visualization, which is part of the define stage. Data visualization helps within the define stage because what it does is that it uses visuals to clearly distill and present the information that you've collected. And by using these tools, you'll be able to better define the problems that you've identified or some of the issues that you've identified from your understanding stage. There are 4 methods that we'll be looking at with data visualization. The first one will be relationship maps, next will be personas, then we'll be looking at empathy maps, and lastly we're looking at user journey maps. These 4 methods are tools that you can use to really communicate what you found, as well as help you to distill some of the information that you've collected so that you will be able to talk to and present to the different stakeholders with greater ease. The first method of relationship maps is really looking at the relationships and interactions between your stakeholders and user groups. There is your primary user, your secondary user, your tertiary user, as well as influencers and supporters. Think of it as identifying who really is the core group of the people that you're designing for and who else in that circle or network impacts that particular user as well as your design. You might actually be identifying or realizing that there are interactions that should or shouldn't be happening, and that's what you might want to design a better outcome for. The next method of personas is to create a character. A lot of market research companies or design companies use personas to better scope their target audience. So this persona might include a photo of your user group, what they might look like, what they do, what particular community they're part of, and different details that represent that particular user group. But ultimately, the idea of a persona is to say that how can I represent my target audience as accurately as possible without divulging personal information of one individual. So this will be a representation of the whole group rather than just one person. The next method, an empathy map. The empathy map is looking at a very specific experience that a person is having. So when a person is going through, for example, buying air tickets, what is the empathy that you are able to understand from that particular experience of that person? So within that particular experience, you will identify what the person is thinking, what they're doing, what they're saying, what they feel, and of course, you're also trying to identify what are some of the pain points as well as what are the gain points. These are the points within the experience that are positive or negative. The next tool is a user journey map. The user journey map is similar to the empathy map in terms of understanding a user's journey and includes some of the experiences as well, but it's really looking at a journey that a person might go through. For example, if you're looking at buying tickets or flying with an airline, there are many different touch points that you will go through while on that journey, whether it's buying tickets online, going to the airport, buying insurance, checking in, going on the flight, having your meal, leaving the flight. And all of these are individual touch points that your user will have. And with the user journey map, the whole purpose of it is to identify what these touch points are and to see whether you can better improve that particular journey or that particular touch point that your user is going through.
The user journey maps are actually initiated from anecdotal responses from the users themselves and also non-participant observation from myself as the researcher. And by compiling the 2 sets of data from the users, I can then proceed to cluster them into the persona of the project.
So as we've seen, there are 4 different methods that we've looked at here. We've looked at the relationship map, the persona, the empathy map, as well as the user journey map. Use these different methods to help you identify some of the different areas within your design that you want to look at. So in this video, we've looked at data visualization. We've looked at the 4 tools that are used with data visualization. And in the next video, we'll be looking at the create stage. And firstly, we're going to start out with ideation.